Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of Just Open It, the YouTube series in which I open recently acquired toys. My name is Russ. Thank you very much for watching these videos. I really appreciate it. If you're a fan of toys, action figures, or pop culture in general, please subscribe to my channel, Karaoke Fanboy TV. Every week I open a recently acquired toy or collectible, and today, in the spirit of Halloween, which is fast approaching as I post these latest videos, I am opening the McFarlane Toys Movie Maniacs, The Wizard of Oz, Wicked Witch of the West. If you could see that there through the glare. I am a big fan of The Wizard of Oz, and when I heard that the Wicked Witch was going to be a part of this series, I just had to get it. I'm a fan of The Wizard of Oz for a few reasons. One, it's a classic movie. It's a classic story, and I love the characters. I put them right up there with the likes of Superman and Batman and Spider-Man when it comes to pop culture heroes. I think their motivations, their journey, the fantastic elements of Oz are all very cool. Secondly, I absolutely love the fact that you could sync The Wizard of Oz with the Pink Floyd album, The Dark Side of the Moon. My friend Nathan and I did that in high school. We weren't herbed up, under no chemical influence whatsoever. We just decided to sync The Dark Side of the Moon with The Wizard of Oz, as we had heard you can do. And I'm telling you, it is a cosmic experience of perfect, complete synchronicity. It is an unbelievable phenomenon that I don't think was intended by David Gilmour, Roger Waters, and Pink Floyd. I think it's just something that happens because sometimes the universe decides to show us that these two seemingly unrelated things could have commonality, could have synchronicity, and that indicates maybe a point of significance in life. If you notice things like that, seeming coincidences, maybe you're driving down the street, and as you look at a billboard, a word on the billboard is sung in a song that's coming out of the radio. You know, those kind of weird, again, seemingly coincidental moments might actually be like a signpost in your life. What was I just thinking about? What was I just feeling? Let me go back and reflect on that, because maybe the universe is showing me something here. Now, this might be some cosmic mumbo jumbo, but that's one of the reasons I love The Wizard of Oz, just quite frankly. And Roger Waters just released his own kind of redux of The Dark Side of the Moon. Check that out. It's been a controversial point in musical history to celebrate the 50th anniversary of The Dark Side of the Moon with this kind of reimagining. And if you haven't been following that, if you're not into such things, I think maybe check it out. There's a moment happening in rock and roll or prog rock music history that is just kind of interesting to explore. Why an artist does such a thing with his presumably the most seminal work. Anyway, all that's to say, I'm going to open this, and it's apparently one of 10,000 pieces ever made. So I think I'm going to be a little precious with the box, more so than when I open stuff here. It's called Just Open It. I just open it, and I throw the packaging away. Despite how much I love the card art in some cases, despite how much the figure or the collectible might be desired on the market, in the packaging, I think this stuff is meant to be out of the box and enjoyed in hand. As much work, if not more work, goes into the sculpting, the articulation in many cases, the general design of the thing in the box, than the box itself. The boxes are often beautiful, but the thing inside is what's really being sold. So I want to get my hands on that. I want it on display in my collection. When I have friends over, I want them to be able to kind of take things off the shelf and enjoy it as much as I do. So there's nothing really precious about this box other than, it's this Warner Brothers celebrating every story, the 100-year anniversary of Warner Brothers. The back is just a classic photo of the Wicked Witch that you could find anywhere with the Oz logo. Interesting recent story, too, about those ruby slippers. Google that. But like I said, I'm going to be a little precious with the box because of the limited production of this, which means I'm just going to take these scissors and I'm going to slit the stickers here that I presume are holding the lid on. So let's try to do that with minimal invasion. Not that I would ever sell this, but, you know, would I? If times get tough or I need more room and I downsize, maybe a larger piece like this would be among the first to go. And anytime you buy a toy nowadays, the presumption is it's kind of an investment. So I'm treating this with that kind of reverence for now. And the box lid comes off. Minimal damage. So it is easy enough to open here. It's kind of a diorama piece. So this protective, oh, there's a hard piece of plastic. I don't know if that's actually a part of the thing, so I'm going to hold that there. Okay, yep, it's kind of coming apart here. Let me see if I could just extract it as like so. Okay, box intact. Place that there. Here she is. Okay, so for all my care in opening that box, it looks like something has to happen here. Not sure what, but this is like a, okay, here's another kind of plastic brace. This beautiful background of Munchkin Land where she first appears in the movie has some tape on it, so fortunately it's not damaged. It has almost a movie cell feel to it. Not exactly, but it's definitely a higher grade cardboard here. I'm just going to set that there for the moment. Oh, and I can see the top of it did get a little damaged as I tried to remove it. Maybe that will be obscured by the plastic frame that I think I'm looking at here. So she's like in there. Okay, this is like Dairy Queen Blizzard, where if I hold her upside down, there's no movement. So it's like if you're taking her out of the package, you're done. You can't repackage it and resell it. And it just kind of frustrates me a little bit because you just never know if that was something any collector, I'm not one of those collectors, I was just kind of pontificating on the possibility. I don't think I'd ever resell this, but if you wanted to, yet at the same time have it out of the package, you can't do that. And I'm wondering why. I guess I'm just destroying this box then, because I don't see how easy this is supposed to come out. I don't know why we're at this point, and there was a little phase of it. There was a little moment where I think DC Direct was playing with resealable packaging. Yeah, it's trashed. Resealable packaging for action figures. That's a beautiful placard here. That's cool. So, you know, if you're the kind of collector that enjoys... Okay, so this comes out. If you're the kind of collector that enjoys both manipulating and articulating the figures that you buy, because why not? You're spending 20 bucks a piece. I think this was 25 on stuff like this nowadays. You should be able to take it out of the package, and yet at the same time, if you don't have shelf space, but you like to hang them on the wall, I've seen so many beautiful displays on YouTube and Instagram of fellow collectors that open things, or that have things in the packaging, I should say, and then they hang them on the wall, and the wall is just this collage of action figures with various packaging, and it just looks so cool. But that means you can never open the figure nowadays. Why can't there be some sort of resealable, almost like sandwich bag kind of technology on action figure packaging, so you could remove the bubble and then put it back on without damaging the backboard, without, you know, ripping into so much plastic? Because this is why I'm having a hard time. She is mounted in this plastic, and it's telling me, look at that, to use scissors to get her out. I don't think I've ever seen that before, where it's telling me scissors are necessary here. So that is very interesting to me. And if I remember, you remember that commemorative Batman action figure? I have him up here out of the box. That commemorative Batman action figure from a few years ago, where it was like the 100th, a few years ago, maybe 20 years ago now, the 100th Batman action figure ever made, the 100th variation of Batman that was ever made, I think by Kenner. And it was this kind of commemorative figure that came in a similar box like this. I don't remember all of this packaging in there. The only reason I took them out of the box actually was because the box had been damaged in multiple moves. So I said, you know what, I'm just going to get them out of there. And I have them on my shelf, and it's awesome. But I feel like that's a figure that could have been re-boxed if I wanted him to be. This is a done deal here. This is like, you're displaying her in that box or not, and that's it. I gotta like cut so close to her at this point. Okay. Ding dong. The witch's packaging is dead. Okay, but then I still have all this around her broom. Just so annoying and needless, in my opinion. Okay. Because, you know, I gotta get scissors so close to this figure that I run the risk of scraping that paint. And I can't, you know, I'm not a precious collector with a lot of this stuff, but if I'm spending money, tens of dollars on these figures, I want my investment, so to speak. I feel kind of weird using that word, but it's the only word I could think of for stuff like this nowadays. We're not playing with them. What are we doing with them? We're displaying them. And frankly, I have many friends that have told me, and it's happened to me myself, you know, if I need to get a couple bucks, I start looking around and thinking, okay, what might be valuable to somebody like me that enjoys collecting this stuff? And I might put it on OfferUp or take it to a local entertainment trade place and make a couple bucks off it. So you want things to be in good shape. And removing things from the packaging should not compromise that. But here we go. Here she is. I'll get you, my pretty. And your little dog, too. She's beautiful. Awesome sculpt. You know, there's some cape movement here, and, you know, it's not an action figure. There's no articulation. But it's definitely not as hefty as like a Bowen statue either. This is just a cool figurine for a fellow Wizard of Oz fan. You got the yellow brick road, and of course that red brick road too that we see in Munchkin Land, and I believe it's a mystery as to where that goes. Maybe somebody in some fan fiction or Wicked or something like that has elaborated on that. I want to see how easy this is now. There's this backdrop here of Munchkin Land, and these two plastic pieces fell out of the out of the box. So I guess you put that there to maintain its rigidity, and then you put this here, and it will freestand behind her. So yes, if you could see that, it does stand. So that's cool. And then again, this kind of neat placard would go in front of it like that. But there's some other stuff here too. So I'm just going to set this over here. This isn't like you snap it on or anything. It's definitely totally loose. And, you know, just something be careful if you lose any of those plastic pieces. I have a collector's card here. McFarlane does enjoy doing this. This is by McFarlane Toys. Wicked Witch of the West Certificate of Authenticity. This certifies that the limited edition worldwide product, the Wicked Witch of the West figurine, is authentic and officially licensed by McFarlane Toys. The figurine was created, developed, and designed by Todd McFarlane and his award-winning design group. All figures are individually hand-painted and sequentially numbered. Wow, is that true? Okay. Well, I appreciate it because it looks great. And then there's like a mystery box. Is there something in here? Okay, what is this? Oh, what is this? What is this? Is this like a facsimile of a Wizard of Oz movie poster? Oh my goodness, it is. Trying my best to open this. This might be a spoiler alert if you have this or you're still looking for this figure and you haven't opened it yet. And I don't know if that item is different for every figure, but if you're celebrating movies and the 100th anniversary of the Warner Brothers, then something like this stands to reason it would be included like a facsimile movie poster for all of these figures in this series. But Wow, that is cool. I'm going to frame that. That looks about 11 by 17 to me. Maybe a standard frame, maybe 12 by 16, I'm not sure. But that is super cool because it is one of my favorite Wizard of Oz movie posters of that time. Because you get the storybook illustrations in those letters. So it combines both the likenesses of the actors, but then also kind of the classic imagery that a lot of people in the 30s would have known of the Wizard of Oz. So how neat is that? Okay, that kind of makes this super cool to me. That takes it to the next level. Because there's a love of cinema here in the poster recreation. And it was like a mystery that you didn't know you were getting. So this is kind of a cool, you know, you got a Riddler action figure. You could stand him on this or put this next to your Riddler action figure as an accessory there. That's, you know, I'm not going to do that, but something you could do if you know, are into these things. Little bases like that. The card, I could take it or leave it. I almost wish this kind of certificate of authenticity thing on the back was more certificate-like. So it would have added, I don't know, just a little more class to this, you know, kind of a manila-colored certificate. But, you know, the collector's card is cool enough too. If you keep cards like this in maybe an album, put that in there. But ultimately, the figure herself is really unique in that I have nothing like this in my collection. You know, I'm buying action figures that move. I don't have a lot of action figure sized statues, but this is awesome, and I'm proud to have it in my collection. If you're a Wizard of Oz fan, if you're a cinema fan, if you like syncing the Dark Side of the Moon with the Wizard of Oz, this is definitely a must. You know, and there's 10,000 of them out there. Well, now, you know, 9,999. So find one, and if you could tell which is which, then you'll know who is who. Thank you very much for watching this video. Happy Halloween. And tune in next time when I grab another unopened toy or collectible from the stack here in my apartment and I say, you know what? Just open it. I'll catch you next time.